Hello viewers, welcome back to another episode of NCMO. In today's video, we're diving into the story of White Rock Lake. You heard many different renditions about it. If you've been in Dallas, you probably heard a lot of stories about ghosts and all type of things. So we're going to dive into that story today, so I hope you guys are ready to throw a ride. Without further ado, into the MO.
Friends used to talk about the things we used to do, but until you return, I will be faithful to you. I will be faithful.
A young couple parked on the shore of White Rock Lake. They turned on their headlights and saw a woman in white coming towards them. The woman was dressed in a white sheer dress and was dripping wet. It was said she spoke in a somewhat faltering voice. "I'm sorry to intrude, and I would not under any other circumstances, but I must find a way home immediately. I was in a boat that overturned. The others are safe, but I must get home." She climbed into the rubble seat, saying that she did not wish to get the young lady wet, and gave them an address in Oak Cliff, on the opposite side of Dallas. The young couple felt very uneasy and concerned about the safety of the young girl, and they wanted to confirm the address, so they turned around to ask for directions. When they did so, she was gone. The seat was empty and was left wet. After a brief search for the girl in white, the couple went to the address she had given and were met at the door by a man whose face showed lines of worry. When he had heard the couple's story, the man replied in a troubled voice, "This is a very strange thing. You are the third couple who has come to me with this story. 3 weeks ago, while sailing on White Rock Lake, my daughter was drowned." And that's the story of White Rock Lake. There's a lot of different renditions of the story of White Rock Lake. That's the legend right there, the legend that's been going on for many years, that circulated back from the 40s all the way to now. The legend may not have the same steam that it once had, of course, but that's the story. But there's also a lot, like I mentioned, a lot of renditions of the story like that. That kind of sounds similar to what they said they experienced back in the 40s. And I'm going to dive into that one right now. About 10 years ago, a beautiful blonde girl ghost appeared on a road near Dallas, White Rock Lake. Mr. and Mrs. Guy Malloy, directors for display for the world-famous specialty store Neiman Marcus, saw the girl, only they didn't recognize her right off for a ghost. She had walked up from the beach and she stood there in the headlights of a slow-moving Malloy car. Miss Malloy said, "Stop, Guy. That girl seems in trouble. She must have fallen in the lake. Her dress is wet. Yet you can tell that it's a very fine dress. She certainly got it at a store." The girl approached the car after it stopped, and she said she'd like to be taken to an address on Gaston Avenue in the nearby Lakewood section. It was an emergency, she said. She didn't explain what had happened to her, and that Malloy's was too polite to ask her. It was said the girl was very gracious, and she slipped by Miss Malloy and got in the back seat of their car. When the car started, Miss Malloy turned to conversate with the girl in the gown, and when she turned around, the girl had vanished, and there was a damp spot on the back seat. The Malloys went to the address on the Gaston Avenue. A middle-aged man answered the door. Yes, he had a daughter with long blonde hair who wore nothing but Neiman Marcus clothes. She had been drowned about 2 years before when she fell off a pier at White Rock Lake. The story of White Rock Lake is a lot of stories. You know, we've seen stories people said they saw somebody in the back seat and then it got damp in the back seat when they turned around and the lady disappeared. We've seen a story where somebody said they was driving down the road at night, it was storming, they seen a girl and they thought they hit her and they stopped, there was nobody there. So it's a lot of different stories and renditions of the White Rock Lake. So yeah, look at the lake, just look. Now nighttime might be a little, you know, something different, but
I don't know, in the daytime it looked beautiful, but I haven't been here at night. I told you guys, the Arsenal not going everywhere. I ain't going to this places at nighttime to see stuff. You think I'm gonna hunt down the ghosts? No, I just want to give you guys information. So, yeah. Very, very similar stories. And it kind of sounds similar when you see both of those stories to the Weeping Lady. You know, the Weeping Woman, Weeping Lady, Curse La Llorona. And I remember that story, you probably seen the movie before. You probably heard the little Mexican legend, of course, of that. About the vengeful spirit getting revenge, of course, like that. Had the thing is like chasing down, hunting down, like, I don't know if they say like they lost their kids or something happened with it, and they like now vengeful and hunt down certain things. But, you know, the stories always change like that. Like I mentioned before, I don't know if I mentioned it on the episode that already came out, but like kind of like whispering someone in the ear, and then you gotta pass it down to 20 people. It will change by the time we get to the 20th person. The story always changes, but it's up for the viewers, up for you guys who are watching to see if you believe it or not. So let me know down below if you believe this story or not. And let's get straight to the outro. Okay, that concludes our video of the White Rock Lake Lady. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. And let me know down below if you have any stories or any experiences you want to leave in the comment section. But this is the end of our video. I hope to see you guys next time on the next episode. See you later.